Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. For today, I have our April Craft Club tutorial to show you how to put your kits together, give you some inspiration on how to paint them. So without further ado, let's jump in. For our first kit, this comes in box 1, 2, and 3, this adorable snail with the mushrooms. If you've got kit 2 and 3, you're also going to receive this 6x6 paper pad that gives you all the boho, gardeny kind of feels, and I just thought it was absolutely adorable. So I'm going to start off by painting the snail green, but I also wanted a little bit more dimension in him. I kind of mixed in this taupey brown kind of color to make him not just a flat green, give him a little bit more dimension. I wanted it to look more realistic as a snail and kind of put in a couple different colors in there. Now he does have a couple spots on him, and I just took a white with a very detailed paintbrush and filled in those circles with the white color. For his shell, I'm going to stain it using my Waverly Antique Wax, and I just use this like I would a stain. I paint it on, and then with a paper towel, I wipe off the excess. Now for my mushrooms, I am going to paint them a couple different colors. For my bigger mushrooms with the spots on top, I'm going to paint the stems, I guess you'd call them, with a cream color. And then for the top, I'm going to paint it red. For all my other mushrooms, I used a mix of a lighter gray and a darker gray, and I just did a two-tone look with the lighter gray on the bottom and then the darker gray on top. For my larger mushrooms with the red tops, I did take a detailed brush with a cream color that we used for the bottom and painted those circles. Now I wanted my shell to be a couple different tones on the inside, so I started with the cream for the middle stripe, but I didn't end up liking how light it was. I did go over it with a little bit of a darker taupe color to blend it in a little bit better. For the top and the bottom of those stripes or shelves, whatever you want to call them, I took the paper that came from our 6x6 paper pad and traced those out, cut them out. Now, I found the best way to put these onto the shell without having gaps or being able to see underneath. I decided to add some glue to the mushrooms themselves, and I glued the paper to the mushroom instead of gluing the paper to the backing of the shell, if that makes sense. You can see what I'm doing here, but I just did that for both the top and the bottom. And I thought that this was really fun to give your shell some more design than just having a plain backing. Then I took my wood glue super glue that I get from the Dollar Tree and went all the way around it, as well as on the back of those mushrooms, and stuck it to my snail. Once that's done, you have a bunch of different mushrooms that you can place onto your piece. Glue them down, do whatever you want. I think that I am going to leave some of my mushrooms off, and I'm actually going to do another DIY with this in the future. So keep an eye out for that. I think I want to make little mini books and make this like a little mini bookshelf to go along with my bookish decor. I am going to do a part 2 in my book DIYs, so keep an eye out for that, and I'll show you how to make some little tiny miniature books to go onto our snail that I think will be absolutely adorable. But if you're looking for this just for garden decor, summer decor, you can glue your mushrooms down, leave it as is, and I think it's such a cute piece. For box 3, this is the kit that's going to come with it, along with our 2 accessory items, which is a chipboard and ephemera. So this kit does have many layers to it. Don't be too intimidated though, because a lot of it doesn't even need to be painted, since you are going to be covering it up with multiple layers. So the first step that I'm going to do is paint the portions that you can see in between those flowers. That is the post for your house. So I just painted that with a brown, and then I'm going to go on with our middle layer for our flowers. I'm going to use 2 different greens. I'm going to do a darker green for the stems of all the flowers, and then I'll do a lighter green for all the leaves. While I was doing the leaves, I also went in with that darker green and just kind of drew a line down the middle. You can see on the engraving where the lines are on the leaves. I just kind of followed that line with that darker green just to give it a little more something. For our sunflowers, I chose two different yellows. I love the burnt yellow kind of color. I think it's beautiful, especially for sunflowers. So I did two of my sunflowers this darker yellow, and I like going in with a lighter or darker yellow to add some dimension. So I did go in with a lighter yellow, and I just kind of did a V mark on the base of all those petals just to give the petals an extra color, make them more interesting to look at. I also added that same lighter yellow to the ends of all the petals as well. And I also did this for my biggest flower. I did the darker yellow and then added more details using the lighter yellow. For the flower that's going to go in the middle, I chose the lighter yellow to kind of break up the two darker yellows, and then I did the opposite. I used the darker yellow to add more details to the flower. For the middle of all of the flowers, I chose a brown, and then I did take a black paint pen, and you can see those little circles on all of the middle portions of the flower. Why can't I think of what that part is called of the flower? But I just filled in the little circles with the black. For our house, I chose to color in the chimney with a white marker. I just got this from Dollar Tree, but I did need to go over it a couple of times. And then I wanted more pops of color in here. So for the details of the house, like the scalloping around the door, and then for the little roof scalloping, I chose a coral color to give, that extra summer pop of color. For the door itself, I painted that white, and then for the window on top of the door, I painted that black. And then for the house itself, I decided that I wanted to use some paper on this. So I chose this piece of paper that had butterflies on it, which I thought was perfect for the summer garden type theme. I just traced that out, used a glue stick to put my paper down, to stick it down, and added my paper right to the house. And I think it's so cute, tying all the gardeny themes together. I thought it was adorable. And then you're just going to start gluing all your pieces down. So I'm starting with the bottom trim of the house. I'll glue that down. I glued my door and the scallop piece around it down just right to the middle. If you're not going to put paper on this, there are engravings on the back so you know exactly where to line everything up, where to glue everything down. You're going to add your middle portion with your leaves and your flowers right on top of the back base piece of your kit. And then with the flowers themselves, with the two bigger ones, there is a specific way that they need to be glued down. They will line right up in a very specific way. So make sure that you're lining your top flower piece to your back piece so that all the leaves and the petals all match up. You'll glue the middle portions to your flowers down. And then I did decide that I wanted a little bit more detail with this, so I took a very fine paintbrush with some white paint and I added lots of highlights just everywhere on the leaves, on the flowers. I love adding little details like this. I really feel like it enhances the piece, makes it not look so plain, and it just makes it look so much better. So I just went over the flower petals, the leaves, the house, basically everywhere, just to add that more detail. And that's all you have to do for this one. You'll just add your base to the bottom and you can sit this anywhere you want. This is perfect for spring, for summer. I just think it's absolutely adorable. If you have a little garden space, if you want just some more plant gardeny vibes to your home decor, these are so much fun. So if you guys didn't know, I have a monthly subscription box where you can get kits like this sent to your home every single month. They are so much fun to put together, and I love seeing all of your guys' different versions of them. They are just so much fun. So if you want to head to my website, moredecalanddecor.com, you can sign up for our craft club kit there. I'll also put a link down in the description box for you to be able to sign up for our future boxes. I hope this was helpful in putting your kits together. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!